Hello everybody, it is your boy homergogo. Today is December 21st, 2018, almost the new year. Ending the new year, ending college, undergraduate years. I am very happy to announce that I'm done with school. Very scared for the future that lies ahead of me. I seem very confident on the exterior, but I'm pretty scared. I don't really know what I really want, but that's okay. I'm really working on myself right now. With that being said, yeah, I'm gonna go to New York very soon, and I've had such a great experience in college. University of Oregon was an eye-opener to me. So many people that I met that changed my life for the better, I'd say, and just inspired me to push forward and make myself better. This is a final goodbye college video with advice and sayings and things from people that inspired me for the past few years. Thank you, everybody.
Julian, man, you've done it. You're done with college. It's crazy to think that these 4 years have gone by so quickly. If I had to give you one piece of advice, I'd say keep your head up. You know, we're always gonna go through tough times and difficult situations which are gonna make us feel like we're not progressing towards our goals or we're not doing the right thing. But you need to always stay true to your goals. You know, this is how you become more progressive, more successful, and overall happier. You're an amazing person, extremely extroverted and easy to get along with. Never change yourself. I love you, man, and hopefully I'll see you soon.
First thing I would say, Julian brings just massive energy to the room. He's a lot like me, so I understand the burden that can bring, as well as the opportunity. Listen first is always a good idea. Many times in my life, thought I had the answer, and then someone else said something, and I walked out of the room and realized I didn't have the answer. Someone else had the answer. They say it's the one thing that shows up in the room before you do, and that's your reputation. So protect that with everything you have. That's where the humility comes in. If you make a mistake, be the first person to raise your hand and say, I made a mistake, because everyone does it.
Life advice for Julian: calm down, don't sweat the small stuff, don't overthink things, and don't judge people, and be nice to everyone, because you never know.
There's two things that I'll tell you. The first thing is this idea of how we are made. There's what we think, these ideas that we have. There is what we feel, and then there's what we do as a result of the conversation between what we think and what we feel. The health of who we are, the representation of how we live out our value is going to be indicative of the health of that conversation between what we think and what we feel. It is a challenge for us to take our life from our head and actually live it out in a way that has meaning to it and lines up with our values. So, I mean, we're behaving all the time, and usually our behavior is some conversation between what we feel and what we think, and they usually disagree. When the disagreement happens, we're not living to our truest Julian or our truest Derek. Be always working on the conversation between what you think and what you feel to live your truest Julian.
My main advice for you, Julian, would be to listen to other people, like truly listen to what they're saying. I know that everyone thinks that they're the most interesting person in the world, but if you stop and hear other people's stories, you might meet some really great people. And I would also tell you to be considerate, because if you do good things for other people, then good things will happen to you.
Advice for Julian: stop being so hard on yourself. You have the skills necessary to be successful out there. And I think you hold yourself back sometimes by being so self-critical, although sometimes that can be really good. Make sure you're not being too hard on yourself.
You know, I don't know if there's ever been anybody who's gotten in trouble for being too enthusiastic. You know, you bring enthusiasm to the table more than, you know, maybe anyone I've ever met. That'll serve you well. You know, as you're encountering these new challenges, these new events in your life, what you got to keep in mind is that the journey is long, and we don't know what's going to happen next. We have a limited perspective about our lives, and things are going to happen that we can't predict, and we just got to be along for the ride, be ready for whatever happens.
I think you're going to do amazing in New York. Part of that is because you're so spontaneous and you're so outgoing and you're not afraid to put yourself out there. So my advice to you mostly is be who you are and don't lose that. I know that you won't, and I think you're gonna do amazing.
It's crazy how time flies, dude. I remember, you know, the first day of school, not even the first day of school, just moving in. You're literally the first person I met. You know, live life without regrets. You never know what's gonna be your last day, okay? And you've been there for me when my cousin passed away. You know, that was an eye-opener for me. Like, change is good, right? You know, it's pretty cool. I've known you since your freshman year now, and to see how many changes you've made, from being a little immature little kid to being a grown adult now. But what I mean by change is don't make changes to benefit other people, right? You don't make changes for other people, make changes for yourself, make changes that are healthy for you, and that's gonna make you happy.
Don't worry about like focusing on other people. Sometimes you need to reflect on yourself. Focus on yourself first before you focus on someone else. Basically, like people say, how can I fix someone if I can't fix myself? Work on yourself first before you work on someone else.
Just be kind to yourself. I know for you and for lots of people, it's that kind of like nagging yourself is how you get lots of stuff done, but I know personally I can be over the top and end up being less productive or not getting what you've done. So I think everyone could just, you know, love yourself a little more, be kind to yourself.
Firm handshake, tell the truth, look them in the eye, love others and treat others the way you want them to treat you. I do believe what goes around comes around, and I do believe in playing it forward, and I also believe in humbleness.
I hope from your time knowing me and being in this super artistic environment, I hope you just value expressing yourself for as long as you can, because you're so good at it, and just be yourself and have no shame. Maybe you take that one step too far, but dude, like, it's all about taking risks and taking that extra step. I commend you for your courage.
You've taught me a lot. You've shown me a lot. Even if you haven't, you know, directly intended to teach me things, you've taught me things. Taught me how to come out of my shell a lot. Don't be afraid to ask people stuff. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to talk to people that you don't know. Making friends is always, you know, a gift that you have. You don't really care about people's boundaries, which is a good and bad thing. Don't be afraid of yourself, dude. Don't be afraid of yourself. Don't just try to chase happiness in life. Try to chase personal growth, which means going through the hard times. Always try to be a better you. Love you, dude.